Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am MARJAN binti Muhammad FAROUK from class EC1104C. Today I am going to present about personal protective equipment (PPE) for my subject Project and Construction Management ECM 367. Introduction. Employees must be protected from harm. Personal protective equipment is designed to protect employees from serious workplace injuries or illness from contact with chemical, radiological, physical, electrical, mechanical, and other workplace hazards. Besides face shields, safety glasses, hard hats, and safety shoes, PPE includes a variety of devices and garments such as goggles, coveralls, gloves, vests, earplugs, and respirators. There got 10 types of PPE in construction site. Each item is designed to minimize exposure to certain risks of injury and illness as well as damage caused by those hazards in the event of a mishap in construction site. First, hard hats. Hard hats is classified to three classes, which is Class A, provides impact and penetration resistance and some protection from electrical hazards. Class B, as well as providing impact and penetration resistance. Class B also hard hats provide the highest level of protection against electrical hazard including high voltage shock and burn protection. And the last one is Class C, provides some impact protection but no protection from electrical hazards. Hard hats serve to protect industrial workers from head injuries caused by falling, flying, or fixed objects. Next, leggings, foot guards, and safety shoes help to protect workers from a range of workplace hazards, including falling, rolling, or sharp object, wet, slippery, and hot surface, and also electrical hazards. In this PPE, they got 5 important things. First, protective leggings is typically made from leather and aluminized rayon. Protective leggings are fitted with safety snaps for easy removal and serve to protect the wearer's leg and feet. Next, metatarsal guards. These are strapped to the outside of the wearer's shoes to protect the instep. Next, toe guards. Toe guards is typically made from steel, aluminum, or plastic to fit over the wearer's toes to protect from impact. Next, shin guards. These protect the lower legs and feet. The last one is safety shoe. A range of special purpose footwear such as electrically conductive shoes which can protect against static electricity build-up can be acquired by employers. Next, earplugs and earmuffs are used to protect workers from exposure, excessive noise which can lead to irreparable hearing damage and increased stress. In a workplace where employees are consistently subjected to high level of noise, workers should be fitted for specially molded earplugs. The louder and more constant the noise, the less time an employee should be expected to work without adequate hearing protection. Next, gloves. Gloves, finger guards, and arm coverings will protect employees from skin damage caused by cuts, chemicals, and thermal burns or punctures. Depending on the nature of the employee's work and their risk of exposure, and protection can provide different levels of thermal protection and cater the different grip requirements. Gloves might be made from leather, canvas, mesh such as fabric, chemical and liquid resistant material for or insulating rubbers. Next, eye protection. Eye protection is important in certain workplaces to shield employees' eyes from flying particles, hot liquids, molten metal, chemical gases, and harmful radiation. This PPE must fit closely and comfortably to the wearer's face, be cleanable, and not restrict vision of movement. Protective eyewear includes a safety goggles and spectacles, welding shields, and laser safety goggles. Next, surgical face mask, often referred to as a face mask, is a loosely fitting disposable device that covers the wearer's mouth and nose to create a physical barrier between them and people in their immediate environment. This PPE serves to protect the wearers from large particle droplets and splatters that could contain germs, as well as reduce the saliva and respiratory secretion the wearer passes on to others. Next is respirators. Respirators have long been used in manufacturing setting to protect employees from inhaling air contaminated with harmful dust, gases, or spray. These PPE also closely to must fit closely to the face and cover the nose and mouth to be effective. Next, face shield. Consists of visor, a lightweight plastic or metal frame, and a suspension system that attach the shield to head of the wearer. Providing full face protection, this PPE is typically worn on top of masks and goggles to prevent the inhalation of toxic substance, mainly in the case of COVID-19 virus carrying aerosol droplets. Next is proximity sensors. This device is typically used to indicate the proximity of a user to a hazardous object, but has been updated by product developers to help manufacturing employees adhere to the 6-foot separation guidelines. This is also a means to track exposure to COVID-19 within the workplace. Last but not least, body shields. In particularly hazardous conditions, workers might be required to protect their entire body. Body protection comes in the form of jackets, aprons, lab coats, overalls, and full body suit. They are made from a range of materials including fire retardant wool or cotton, rubber, leather, or plastic. Next is hazard environment. They got 4 types of hazard environments that I will present today. Preventing environmental hazard is crucial to the success of any company regardless of the scale of operation or industry. The first hazard that I will present today is chemical hazards. Exposure to substances such as corrosive fumes, vapors, liquids, and dust can be extremely harmful. This may lead to irritation, sensitization, and carcinogenicity. Hence, it is crucial for an employer to mitigate the risk through implementing safety protocols that minimize or even eliminate the possibility of employees inhaling or ingesting the substance as well as absorbing them through their skins. Next is biological hazards. Employees with roles that involve interacting with other people, animals, or contagious conditions are prime candidates for exposure to biological hazards. These risks include animal droppings, fungi, viruses, blood, and mold, and also that virus that attack our country nowadays is coronavirus. This is also in this category. Next is unseen hazards. Working conditions that involve extreme heat or cold, spending long hours under the sun or ultraviolet rays, radiation, or constant exposure to loud noises pose the risk of injuring workers with or without any contact. A fairly common effect of this particular environmental hazard is occupational hearing loss among workers exposed to extremely loud noises. Last but not least, electrical hazards. Electrical hazards have been identified as one of the root causes of falls from scaffolds and other platforms, with more than 20,000 workers injured in electrical accidents in their workplace in the past 20 years. The majority of electrical hazards involve construction workers coming into contact with power cables located either underground or overhead, or when working at heights close to power lines. What I can conclude in personal protective equipment is PPE is a very important aspect to look at inside construction. Observing the above list of personal protective equipment is a must in the construction site, and it should be strictly observed at all times. This is to avoid hazard caused by physical, mechanical, chemical aspects, to ensure for the construction team to create a safe and sound construction environment. That's all for today. Thank you.